market reports don't find any addresses in our area. So that is something that is kind of more of a systemic issue that our team is working on with the IDX team from Inside Real Estate. So that is something that we are pushing to get for you guys. Just the boards being a little bit stubborn, unfortunately. So it's kind of a big back and forth between Inside Real Estate and the MLS board for market reports. Couple other things here. So there's a question that was is there someone to speak to guide through websites set up fully with all the widgets, etc. Also to set us up because we're a team, so we need all of our URLs to direct to this one. So there isn't a specific service to do that other than just using the chat bubble in the bottom right of MAXTECH powered by KVCore. Let me actually share my screen. That might make a little bit more sense. There we go. So this chat bubble is now just one support instead of Inside Real Estate and Remax customer support. So bottom right here, let me zoom in a little bit more. If you click this button here, they can help you with anything website related. That'll be the best way to get those questions answered for you. Let me actually exit out here. Let me check in a website manager just to make sure that there isn't like another way to go about this. Because one thing you could do for editing websites is I mean, you could do semi-custom templates, but that's going to be something that you do have to pay for additionally. It's not really going to help set up your default website. It's just going to make you choose an entirely new separate website. Let me see here. When using the text feature in Leads, my cell was not able to be texted, said it was a landline. I think I know who was reporting this issue, and I was looking into it yesterday. And I'm still kind of going through some troubleshooting there. Let's see. And who was, if anyone, if they're here, there was an issue that said all of our listings are not added currently. There's only one. Is that an issue that we'll have to deal with? I can't remember who specifically that was, but just if you just put your name in chat, I can kind of further troubleshoot that because I do need to know specifically who's getting those listing issues. I will I'll kind of pause for a moment. Any questions on anything kind of so far? I just want to make sure that everyone's getting their questions answered before I just start chatting your guys' ear off yet. Okay, so with the listing issues, it was Clinton. So I'll follow up with you offline for those listing issues for you, Clinton. Hey, perfect. Any questions in particular before I keep going here? Go back here. Also, a question in chat is there any way to pay for SEO? So there isn't a way to pay for SEO, but what you can do is if you see on the left-hand side here, I'm hovering over like the temp or the computer tablet type of icon, go to website manager here. And to get to the SEO information, all you have to do is go to site content and then go to service areas and SEO, and that will kind of cover the search engine optimization portion of the websites. Excuse me. Let's see here. So is there someone local that has a website up and running that we can check out? There is, but here, let me see if I can find her. There's a realtor that's done, well, she's more of like an admin. Her name's Stephanie Hostetter. She's up in course, it's just completely evading me, but she's done a lot with her website. I'll see if I can find hers. Let's see if this works here. Mm, I want the actual, like it's Madden stuff. No, that's not it. Oh yeah, it is it. Yeah, this is actually a KVCore website. Um, she used a bunch of chat GPT to make these different options here, um, and how everything is loading. So, I mean, it's definitely the last thing that's closest to stock. But this is just something that I can see that's like this is what you can do with KVCore, especially with embeds and using some HTML and whatnot. So that's a good website to check out there. Um, so answered most questions. Any other questions that I haven't covered that you guys can think of? Because if so, I want to make sure that we get enough out of this time here. I could probably just go over some CRM, some design center, things like that. But any questions? Oops. All right. Let's let's jump into it. If anyone doesn't have any more questions or comments, I'm going to just I'll probably go over some stuff a little bit more advanced in the website portion.
Hey, sorry, I have a question.
Oh, sure.
I was having a headphone problem there.
No, no
I just got a
worries.
question about KVCore in general. So at the moment, we have our own website and we're using a different CRM.
Hmm.
I've only been at Remax since 2017, and since I've been there, there's been a few different platforms that were put out.
Yes.
What's the confidence level in this one? Is this going to be the new website? I just don't want to switch everything over and then have to do it again if it ends up like Booge.
That's a valid concern. It's not, we don't see this going anywhere anytime soon. Um, Bouge was more of a, I mean, Bouge sucked. I'll be completely honest with you. So, we learned our lesson pretty well, unfortunately. Um, but it's not KV Core's not going anywhere. So we saw that Bouge wasn't working for our network. So what we did was we just went into a partnership with the best in the business instead of trying to cultivate our own. So that's I don't see us going anywhere else anytime soon. I think KV Core is going to be here to stay for quite some time.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, of course. Good question. Let's see here. Anything you guys want me to cover in particular? If not, I'll start going through some of these website settings. Oh, I see something in chat here. Um, so Alyssa says we're still having problems with leads that are actually companies looking to boost our Google presence. These people are automatically added to our CRM, and even though I delete them, they still appear. So it depends on who owns that lead. If it's a company-owned lead, then uh, Scott will be the only one, or any other broker will be the one to have to delete that lead. Um, so what I'll do, Elisa's, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. My apologies if I'm not. Um, so what I'll do is I'll write a note for myself to follow up with that offline, um, just so that we can get that sorted out for you. So I'm just putting some stuff in my notes right now to make sure that I have those follow-up questions. Let's see here. Larson, uh, bogus leads. Can't delete. Okay. Alrighty. So I figured we'd go over some more in-depth things about the websites here. And for anyone joining, I know we have a couple of people that joined recently. If anyone joining, feel free to use the chat as well to ask any questions, and then I'll be able to answer those as quickly as possible. So where we're at right now is we are in the website portion of MaxTech powered by KVCore. So how I got to this page is once you're in KVCore here, I hovered over the left-hand side, and then I did the website manager right here. Um, so I just actually got a question that I do want to answer. How do you add a lender to your website? So what you would do to add a lender to your website is in the top right, click your name, and then you're going to go to the lenders portion here. And then from here, so it's not, since I'm in a test account, it's not giving me like an add function or anything for a lender because I don't even think it's legal to put a lender there if you aren't even practicing real estate. But once you're at this point, so click your name and then go to lenders. You'll be able to add your own lenders with a big blue navy blue button where my mouse is hovering. Yeah, unfortunately, since it's a test account, it's not really showing the full functionality, but hopefully that helps, Paul.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I tried to add a lender and I'd go add, and that was the end of it. It wouldn't have added. It was just dead space.
So try to, but okay. I'll follow up with you online as well. I just don't want to answer, I just don't want to like go into everyone's CRMs and put like private
Yeah,
information out for everyone. So I'll follow up with you guys with you after.
awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Scott in chat says, how can you manage the automated email responses generated by KVCore for potential leads? You may wish to customize or remove the default auto reply. It's a fantastic question, Scott. So what we'll do is I'll show you guys what the automation, how to edit that, or just turn it off if you want. So all we're doing is we're gonna go hover over the all lead engine tools here and click this. And I clicked the wrong one. My apologies. Let's go to all marketing. All marketing is the icon with the paper airplane here. So that's all I did was just hover over this, click all marketing, and then we're gonna scroll down to the bottom of this apps page. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna click this behavioral automation, and then we're gonna do get started here. From here, this is where you can just turn off or on whatever those behaviors for the automated emails are. So let's see. So currently this test account is set up just to like whenever there's an active lead, prospect, or new lead, there's these behaviors down below that says like whenever a lead views a property 3 times, it's going to email them something and text them something. So currently, if you click preview, zoom in even more. So a lot of this information gets fed in automatically here. So like subject, listing address, puts their first name in, listing address, just all the kind of mumbo jumbo there. But if you want to edit that, instead of clicking preview, we're actually going to click edit here. Let me zoom out. It's looking a little weird. There we go. And then from here, you can change that actual autoresponder that comes out. So this is one part of the automation messaging that you can turn off or edit. The other part is actually going to be in smart campaigns. And I'll go over there right now for you guys. Let me actually click cancel. I don't want to change any of this. So the other place that's automation can come in automatically for auto replying for you is smart campaigns. So instead of clicking all marketing here, we're going to hover over the paper airplane and then go to smart campaigns instead. And from here, let's click. So what I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for a user created campaign because if it's a company created campaign, then we won't be able to change it. So what we're going to do is I'll just click this 2024 holiday campaign Canada here. And from here, let me scroll down a little bit. So currently, it's just set up for all the important campaigns for the holiday season. So what this is going to do, this campaign here is just gonna every single, every single holiday here, it's just gonna send a specific email. So if you want to edit that, all you got to do is just hover over this edit button, click that edit button there, and then you can start editing whatever that autoresponder is. So I know it's Scott's question is more catered towards like maybe like a new lead coming in or viewing a property, but it's the same concept really. So let me go back to my campaigns. Let me find a better one. So let's actually use 33 point outreach program. So this campaign here, this one's more catered towards like we're auto responding to leads and whatnot. So let's use this as a better example. So let's do. I'm looking for one that's like instead of a task, it's more for emailing or texting. So let's just use day 42 here. There's a text that comes out. If you want to click edit. And here's where you might have actually already seen some of these autoresponders going out for you. So the content is just lead first name, just checking in. Do you have any real estate needs I can help with right now? Agent first name, agent last name. The vast majority of people don't talk this way, so feel free to go in and edit the actual automation that's coming out here because this is like just some default text there. We have a question in chat that says, was the holiday campaign created from scratch or is it a campaign that you can copy, customize, and rename? That is a fantastic question, and I'm actually not sure because that's the first time I've seen that holiday campaign. But I'm wondering if I can log into a live. Um, I'll just follow up with you. I don't want to take too much time looking for that because I'll get a little bit ahead of myself. But what I'll do is I will see if that is an actual campaign that everyone else has. And if anyone else has their KVCore up and they're in smart campaigns right now, definitely let me know if you have this holiday campaign Canada or not.
I just looked, Nate, and I don't have it.
Okay, so it looks like 2024 holiday campaign Canada user. So it was user created, but let's look in KVCore library just to see if it's not in there automatically. Because sometimes you do have to go in and add these specifically to the library. So let's just type in holiday. Dang. Okay. So that is something that was manually created by our tech team currently. So let's actually try. Yeah, darn. I'm gonna go back to my campaigns here. I'm wondering. I click this. And so you can actually, that might get really confusing, but what you can do is you can, oh, it is in templates. Perfect. Because templates are typically the emails that make up the campaign. So you might have to do a little bit additional stuff for setting up, but it looks like it is in templates. Appreciate that call out. So let's do a holiday. Homeowner. Okay, perfect. So yeah, you got tons of different holidays to choose from as well for these email templates and campaigns. Perfect. Appreciate the call out. That is super helpful. Let me go back to my campaigns here. So those are just I just wanted to go over what Scott said, just the automated email responses. So just to recap real quickly on how to change those and locate those automatic message responses. So I'm just going to go to all marketing again. Scroll to the very bottom, click this behavioral automation, get started. And then here's where we can edit those behavioral automations for these specific behaviors here, preview and edit. And also hovering over the paper airplane again, going to smart campaigns here. You also can edit anything that says user. So you can just click the actual campaign itself and then edit the actual action in here. Wonderful. So I'm thinking instead of websites, we've already gone over quite a bit of websites. I think the CRM portion might be more beneficial to you guys because you guys seem to have a pretty good grasp on agent websites and whatnot. So I'm gonna go to this little web here. You're at your screen, it might say Smart CRM and look a little bit different. Since I'm zoomed in, it thinks I'm on a mobile device, so that's why everything's just kind of an icon for me at the moment. So I'm just gonna click on this little web and then go to all contacts. And I'm actually gonna zoom out a little bit just to show all the information here. There's a whole bunch of information on the Smart CRM page, of course. Can look pretty daunting and a little confusing. So let me zoom in again. So what I want to do is, I think I touched on this previously, but I'm just going to go over it again because it is a very helpful tool to know. So I'm gonna create an actual like filtered search up here. So that's what all these custom bubbles are at the top, are just saved filtered searches. So instead of just looking through your entire CRM, looking for whatever you need, what you can do is you can look based on like hashtag or certain other criteria. So I'm just gonna click on agent website. And this agent website tag, um, this is just because of the filtered search. This is a lead that came in from this test account's website specifically. And so it looks like there's only one lead that was generated from the agent website. But just kind of wanted to show you what that looks like with the filters applied. So if we go into filters applied here on the navy blue button on the left-hand side, so we're going to just look for any information that was entered in. So looks like nothing for this filtered search, but let's go to contact details here. And since it says contact source agent website, that's why this filtered search is only using this source here for agent website. Let me go to a different filtered search here. So let's do current and past clients. Let me zoom over here. So what this filter looks like it's doing is it just looks like it's using the status, either contract or closed. So because of course, if it's a new prospect, you're not going to be a current, or I guess you will be a current client, but this is more focused on just they're further along in the client journey here. So let me click filters applied. And yeah, from what it looks like, it's just anyone in contract or anyone that's closed status for your contacts. So it's just kind of wanted to show the importance of filtering your search and just making it a little bit more digestible. So when you do look through your CRM and have that uploaded, you can digest things a little bit easier. Just for tutorial's sake, I think I'm just gonna go over how to upload your contacts one more time. I know I did this last training, but it is a really important aspect. So actually before I do that, I see a question in chat. How do you apply a filter to a specific contact? So if you're, let me clear my filters here. Oops, clear this. So, applying a filter to a specific contact, I'm a little confused at the question just because you don't necessarily add a filter to a contact. You use a filter to find a contact, if that makes sense. So if it just depends on the criteria of what you're trying to look up. So let's say you just want prospects. all you gotta do is go to the filters and click prospect. And I'll answer Scott's question as well. And Scott's question is, how do you add the search tiles to the top? So how do you add these? So let's just add a filter that does prospects and that's it. So I'm just gonna click this button prospects here. And I'm going to, you can apply filters first if you want. Looks like there's 3 different prospects. Saving the filter down below just underneath the apply filters button. And then let's just do prospect. I guess, yeah. For some reason having a tough time spelling this morning, but glad I figured that one out. And then the biggest thing here before you save a new filter is pin this filter as quick link at the top of the CRM. So I'm gonna click save new filter. And now our test account's been through plenty of these, so let me just scroll over. And now I just have a prospect here. Let me actually unfilter so it makes a little bit more sense. So here's it unfiltered, but if we click this button now that we just set up, now we just have those prospects in the status button here for that filtered search. Hopefully that kind of tackles both questions. Elisa or Eliza, I'm sorry, apologies if I'm saying it wrong, but does that kind of help a little bit more with your question regarding the applying a filter to specific contacts?
Hi, Nate. Actually, my question was, when you've got Nate test, let's say I put somebody in that doesn't come, that I've met at a coffee shop, let's call her Sally Smith, and I
Okay.
put her in my KVCore, how do I assign her as a prospect?
As a prospect, gotcha.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. Let's just use Nate test because
Sure.
I'm already here. Right when you click a contact, there's this big old contact card that comes up here. But all you have to do for that part is just to click this client journey here, kind of in the middle of the page. Let me zoom in even more. Oh no, that's gonna look crazy. But all you have to do is just click these little check marks here, and then it's like, are you sure you want to? It might put a smart campaign to this, or it might remove the current smart campaign. Why not? And then you'll just click the status change anywhere here. So like, oh, cool, I'm actually in contract now. Just click that check mark that says contract. Just gonna say yes. And then now, if I go out, instead of prospect, it does say contract now.
Okay, thank you.
So hopefully, yeah, absolutely. It's a good call out, and I'll go over some of this stuff in here because the contact card is a whole bunch of information that looks kind of scary at first. So let me actually go to timeline here. So all I'm highlighting in this page is just a few different things. So that contact card, so if I click this contact again, it's going to be the same contact card that loads as well as if you go to the main page, your dashboard, and you click, let me just click a random one here. So it is going to put the same contact card up on your screen, depending on if it's on the dashboard or the smart CRM. But let me go back to the Nate test real quick. Lord, there we go. I certainly can type this morning. There we go. Nate test. And a few different things I want to call out on this screen here. So the middle of the screen is pretty much just the activity of the lead. So if you added a campaign, if the status changed, if they reached out to you in an email, it like show you something like sent email here. I mean, the arrow would be going the other way because it'd be instead of sent email, be received email. But the middle of the contact card is going to be just kind of like a history and a timeline of what's happening with the lead. On the left-hand side, it's just more of those, just really more like how the contact was created. Are there any hashtags associated? What's their phone number? It's just kind of stuff like that. One thing to note that is pretty helpful to know is that in the bottom here, there is a couple different features that is pretty cool. So this contact validation right here, I'm gonna click run. What it does is it tells you if it's a bogus email or not. So that's kind of that's kind of a helpful tool to see. So let's see more info. Let's see one more item. Okay, so what this is just saying like this contact validation ran on this specific day, and also this contact validation here. Apparently, null@null.com is a valid email. I was trying to make a bogus one previously with this email, but I guess that is actually a good email to use. So, but I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of those bogus emails. So, if you want to just run a validation, that is a tool that's just kind of helpful. That's kind of hidden in the contact card on the bottom left of the screen. So let me actually see less info here. Any hashtags associated with the actual contact card will appear here down below. And one other thing that's pretty helpful to know is that it's you can see who the lead was assigned to, who the lead's owned by, as well as if you share it with like a team member or something, it'll show you if it's shared with someone. Furthermore, under summary here, it also shows you how the lead was created. So since Nate tests, so what I did was I just went in, added a new contact with the little blue button. Actually, let me show you guys how I did that real quick. All I did was I went to the Smart CRM, clicked add contact, and then made that contact here. So let me actually go back to where we just were. I know I'm skipping around kind of quickly, hopefully not losing people too fast here. And just want to show you that it tells you the source of like how it was added. So like if it's an agent website or something, it'd show you where the source was there. We have a question in chat that says, explain the use of hashtags. Hashtags are a very powerful tool to help you organize your database in our CRM. So hashtags are super helpful. So let's say, let me start with a higher up hashtags question. So this is kind of a little trick that I use personally to see all of the hashtags that are already created, or if you want to add new ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click this checkbox to the left of my name, and then I'm going to click more actions on the center here. And then what we're going to do is we are going to click add hashtags. It's two things down. Instead of just adding a hashtag right here, I want to show how to see all your hashtags that you currently have. So manage all your hashtags using our new hashtag management tool. So it's a little hyperlink in this page here. Give it a second to load. And looks like we have a whole bunch of different hashtags that are already created. You guys will probably have quite a bit less just because of this test account for the tech trainers. But I'll highlight that again because it is a little confusing to get to this page. But it is a really helpful tool to know, especially when you're starting to utilize hashtags more. So all I did to get to the hashtag management tool is I went to the Smart CRM. I'm just gonna click. You have to click at least one contact for that add hashtag button to come up, because if you don't, it gets mad at you saying you must select at least one lead to add a new hashtag. So I'll just use 100 Main Street here, selecting that. Going to do more actions. In the middle here, it's kind of like a filtered little drop down in the middle. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to click this add hashtags button. It's two choices down. And then if you want to add just one hashtag there, just start typing. Let me just try, I'm trying to make it, let's do 2023 December agent training. Just trying to make it something unique that isn't there already. So I'm just going to click enter. And now there's a little kind of box that pops up and underneath. So now we have a hashtag that's created that is 2023 December agent training. Yep, I did spell training wrong. That's perfect. I'll just delete that in a second. But once we're in this page, I'm going to click this manage all your hashtags using our hashtag management tool. And it'll take us directly to the tool here. And then I'm going to look for that actual, let's see here. Oh, there's 2 pages. Let me just start with 2023. It looks like it's not actually entered in yet. Let me refresh. Did I start with December? No, I did start with 2023. Yeah, it looks like the hashtag isn't just quite in here yet, but it'll pop up in this filtered search here. Hashtags, something to note on this page here. This is a really cool thing with the Open House app. I know I touched on this the last training. The Open House app is, I'll just go through just a quick spiel about it. It's a really helpful tool, especially if you're in like an area that doesn't have like good cell service or something. So this hashtag here, I know it looks kind of crazy. Let me zoom in even more. Open house, and then there's H blah blah blah, and then a date. So this hashtag was automatically created by the Open House app. So let's say you just put the Open House app at the front door and then people just sign into it. It will automatically hashtag the open house with the MLS number followed by the date of the open house so that you know what contact and what open house that contact was created from. So this does look a little crazy, this hashtag, but it is actually a really helpful tool that was automated to make your guys' life a little bit easier for understanding where a specific contact came from. And the OpenOS app will actually make that hashtag automatically for you. Let me go back to the actual CRM here. I just clicked the web again and just clicked all contacts. You can also just actually click the icon as well, and it'll take you to the same place. So let me do, let's actually filter by hashtags instead of showing you guys how to create one. Because hashtags are, of course, I mean, I'm just going over the use of hashtags because they're super helpful to know how to do. So I'm going to click filters. And then what we're looking for is, let's do contact details here. And then if you want to filter for specific hashtags, down below in these filtered search, so you can either do hashtag is or hashtag is not. Also, if you see just any clients that don't even have hashtags, you can just click that slider there. And then make sure once you're doing the filtered search to apply filters or save filters, depending on what you want to do. Let me just go back to just hashtags. So let's do, I'm sure there's a couple people with a birthday hashtag, so hopefully, maybe not. Okay. Huh. What the baby cake? I don't know what that is. But horse property, Vancouver condos. Let's do Vancouver condos. Let's see if anyone has this hashtag. So I'm gonna click the Vancouver condos hashtag here. It looks like John Smith has a hashtag. Typically, if a contact has a hashtag, it'll display just under their name in the contact card. So looks like he only has one hashtag dedicated to him. If you had multiple, it'd just be separated by commas. Good lord, in the bottom here. So hopefully that helps with hashtags. Any questions on hashtags or anything so far? I know I've been talking for a while here, but just want to make sure everyone is up to speed. Just spilled a little coffee. Hopefully no one saw that, but if you did, then my treat. Let's see here. Let's just do, I know we have about 15-ish minutes left. So any questions that you guys can think of while you've got me? I know I can cover a couple of different things, but I want to make sure everyone's getting their questions, their specific questions answered.
When we import our contacts, Nate, is there a way you recommend we do it so that our contacts are categorized?
Great question. So, let me actually go back to the dashboard and I'll show you a couple tricks to make that a little bit easier. So to get to the upload contacts page, what we're going to do is we are going to hover over this kind of little node button and then go to all lead engine tools here. And then instead of just going directly to bulk import down here, what we can do is, oops, actually we do have to go into there. My apologies. So that's under this little node, all lead engine tools, and then bulk import. Once we are here, so you have two different options to let them handle it, or if you want to do it yourself, but more importantly, to answer your question, Mario, what you can do is in the top right of this page under import contacts or bulk import, you can click this format your list, use our template for your list. I know a lot of other realty CRMs, they have all sorts of hashtags and different columns that just aren't super necessary. Sometimes it is really helpful, but a lot of the times it's just a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. So what you can do with this here, I just went under format your list, use our template for your list. And what you can do is you use any of these. It also kind of shows you some walkthroughs, but let's just use commonly used fields. Let's just do template all fields actually in the bottom here. And then it gives you kind of more an efficient way of putting in some of those columns and whatnot. Hopefully, does that help a little bit, Mario?
It does, and that's where I'm at right now. But if I'm importing like 600 contacts, and in my current contact database, I have people broken up as realtors, clients, mortgage brokers, etc. Like, where would I put those fields in so when I bring them into my CRM, they're going to stay in the same category?
So, great question. First thing I can think of would be, let's see, where is it? You could use, first thing I could think of, I mean, you could use title, but you're looking more for like putting in specific hashtags or something to keep them separated. So what you can do, I'm trying to find it. They have a ton. There we go. So if you just go under the hashtags option here,
Okay.
I think that'll be the most efficient way to get those in. It's going to take a little bit of elbow grease and some manual work there, but if you put it in the hashtags button, that will automatically categorize those based on the hashtags that you put in.
Okay. And then when
For
I go to, sorry, and then when I go to send a mass email, I'll be able to select like my mass email. I want it to go just to my clients, just to go to mortgage brokers, whatever the case may be, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And that's a pretty easy page to get to as well. Once you're doing that. So yes.
Mhm.
I reckon if you have multiple hashtags um for one client or one contact, I instead of putting a comma like into this field, so if you just do like prospect comma active or something, I would recommend actually just putting one hashtag for the field and that's making another hashtags column to the right, if that makes sense. I think that'll make your life a little bit easier once you do upload those contacts.
Okay.
All right, couple questions in chat here. So let me actually go back to KVCore. So first one I see, how do I link my domain and get a website created so I can link KVCore to it? Great question, and I will show you how to do that. So what you do is you're going to click your name in the top right here, And then you're gonna hover over down to this websites button. It's near the bottom. And then from here, if you click edit subdomain, that's where you can, let me show you, either purchase a vanity domain or connect your previous system. You just have to follow the steps as well for both of those in this page here. So just again, real quickly, click your name in the top right, go to websites, and then edit subdomain once your websites load. And then currently this is just saying, since if you had, let's say you're a team, you're part of a team as well. So if you part of a team, you would have two different options to choose from here. This train actagent7.remax.com, that's just the agent website. And if you want a new domain, what you can do is just go here to purchase a vanity domain. It'll take you to the marketplace, and then you click add to KVCore and go through a couple steps there. Adding a vanity domain does cost money, but it is definitely like a premium feature, and it is a super helpful tool that a lot of agents have had success with adding. Hopefully that helps a bit. And we have another question in chat that says, so Tyler, Nate, help me with this. Help me think this through, please. I went to real estate because it's a people business. At least I thought I was, feeling that I need to hire a whiz kid that makes more than I do. Reality is Paragon is primary compared to this. Looks like an amazing product. Just worried that I might be spending more time staring at my screen instead of FaceTime with clients. Please help me get motivated to invest time into this, or how to best manage a transition, or maybe this is not for everyone. Fantastic call out, Tyler. So first things first, I'm not a salesman. So like I'm not going to try to push something on you guys as hard as possible. If you guys see that this is something that you just don't really want, then that's okay. You guys are free to do what you want. I just mainly want to show you guys what you have as Remax agents or Remax managers, Remax brokers, that you don't have to pay additional out of your out of pocket. This is just something I just want to kind of highlight what we have with our technology. One thing that I want to do, that I do want to kind of go over with that question, is that there are certain features. Yes, you have this. There are some features that you can pay for, but there are features in KVCore where you can pay for someone to set a bunch of stuff up for you, so you're not spending all your time when you guys aren't on the go just trying to figure all of this out. One of those is that one of those things I want to highlight is actually you can have someone upload your contacts. You can, and that's not even something that you have to pay for. That's just something that is offered with MAXTECH powered by KVCore. So let me show you what that looks like and kind of how to get there. So what I'm going to do is go to this all lead engine tools here, this little node button. And then I'm going to go down to bulk import again, start an import. So one thing that is helpful, so you just want someone else to do it. You don't really want to deal with all this stuff yourself and spend a bunch of time outside of making money, is you can have the support team actually handle this contact upload for you. So this is just one of the things that I wanted to highlight that is just kind of like a service that can make your guys' life a little bit easier. So if you just follow some of these questions, I won't go through all of that because it does take a second. But I just wanted to kind of highlight some of that for you. I do see a raised hand by Gord, and so let's go ahead and hit me with that question.
Yeah, thanks, Nate.
Of course.
I kind of have a two-part question relating to when you were labeling a contact. So whether you label them as a prospect or a new lead or a client, does that automatically start a smart campaign with that new contact that you've input into the system?
Typically by default, yes. And I'll show you how to look at that. So I'm just going to use Nate Test here as just an example because I've been using that.
Perfect,
So I'm just going to click this here, click my name. And to see if you're actually in a campaign, it's a great call out because I forgot to mention the right part of the contact. So in the right part of the contact, it kind of gives you a bunch of different actions, new call. But if you see here, it shows you what active campaigns are actually connected to the contact.
Okay.
So I would check what campaigns are connected to the contact before you switch that client journey. So let's actually click the pencil button for default active buyer. Maybe not the pencil, but the actual campaign itself. Okay, so you would have to go into the active campaigns to see what it would do. So it's actually default active buyer. I'm going to go into campaigns now, hover over the icon, go to smart campaigns here. Let's see, default active buyer. Okay, I don't know which one. So one's I think it's going to be the company one here. So what I did was I saw that this campaign was connected to the Nate test, so I went to see the actual steps of what would happen in this actual campaign. So it looks like this campaign is just a task for yourself for a weekly check-in for the client. If there was an actual like email or something that goes out, instead of task, it'd say email, and then it'd kind of give you more information on the name and whatnot. So if let me find one with better triggers here. Let me see if this one works. No. Hopefully, does that kind of start to make a little bit more sense, Gord?
It does, yeah.
Perfect.
And is it okay if I ask another quick question, somewhat related as
Absolutely.
well?
Of course.
And I'll maybe explain my situation just so you better understand where my question's coming from.
Sure.
And I apologize, I logged into the webinar a little late, so you may have touched on this at the beginning, but I don't know where these leads are coming from, but occasionally I have a lead that is sent an auto reply.
Gotcha.
And then when they reply to that auto reply that is sent out, it comes to my email. And so I can see this person, and it's typically the leads that I've gotten currently, they're not real leads. It's someone trying to sell me on like a website or something like that. But when I see the email history, it shows that I had sent them an email, or some sort of automation had sent them an email saying, are you interested in going out to look at properties? I'd be happy to show you properties.
I didn't say that.
and which is nothing related to what they had sent me. But so I'm just wondering, when a new lead reaches out, however they're reaching out through the system or through this website I have, through Remax, how is there a way to either turn off those auto replies, or just have one customized auto reply that just says something like, thanks for reaching out. Please call me at my office, or send an email to me directly, and I'd be happy to assist you, something like that.
There certainly is. So there's two different places. The first one is going to be the smart campaigns, which I was just going over. So just make sure that actually, yeah, let me start with the more important one, which is behavioral automation. So I'm hovering over this little paper airplane here and clicking all marketing. And then if we scroll down to the bottom, we see this behavioral automation button. We're going to click get started. And that's where the majority of these behaviors are originating from. So if I scroll down to the behaviors, so lead favorites a property, lead views a property 3 times. Let's just click preview for one of these. And this is probably the text that you're kind of seeing. You're just like, I didn't say that, but it said something like, I'll put some research in, blah, blah, blah. Let me cancel that. But to edit that actual reply, or just to turn it off, you can just click this button here. But if you want to actually edit that specific automation, just click the edit button, and then you can switch that actual text in there. That's typically what the automation is going out for.
Awesome.
Additionally, the smart campaigns here, let me actually find one that is user generated. if you see scope and then user, so user is one that you can edit pretty much to your heart's content. Company is something that you can't really edit, so make sure you're looking for the scope. Let's do 33-point touch, 33-point outreach program whenever it loads. And then from here, like let's say here's like a, instead of, I was just looking at method and then I did text SMS here. It says day 42. We edit this. It shows you kind of, yeah, hi lead, just checking in. Do you have any real estate leads I can help with right now? So that's the other place where automated messaging is coming from. So hopefully that kind of helps a bit.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, of course. Clinton in the chat. I know we're pretty much at time. I just want to make sure that I get to all the questions here. It'd be great if there was an onboarding specialist we could pay to have a session with to help transition from website CRM to get us through this. Speaking for myself, I'd rather pay someone to do this as opposed to spending hours learning all this. Definitely understand where you guys are coming from. You guys are already incredibly busy as is, so I definitely understand that. Currently, we don't have like like I would call it like a concierge service, but that is something that is highly, highly requested. And what I will do is I will actually, I'll put that in my notes, and I will talk to a couple of my higher powers that be to see if there's something specifically that we can do for that specific issue, or not. It's not really issue, but you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. So let's see here.
Yeah, like thanks for answering that question. Like personally, I just feel like all this stuff is super great, and there's a lot of things you can do with the program. It's just I feel like the reason why realtors just get someone else to do it and don't often use the CRMs that are provided is because they do everything for us. We just tell them what we want.
Right.
It's a minimal fee and then it's done, right?
Right. Yeah, definitely understand that. Any other, wait, Gore, did you have another raised hand? Or was that from previously?
Yeah, sorry, I just forgot to lower it.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I was just making sure. Any other questions while you guys got me for another couple minutes here?
I have a question.
Sure.
If you're not really using any existing CRM, but let's say, for example, we're using Gmail, is there a way to export, I guess, the CSV contacts and then upload, but then be able to go back in and try to figure out which ones we want to keep and not keep? Like, is there a simple way to do it? Because I'm just afraid of grabbing a massive CSV file out of my Gmail and bringing over too many contacts that I don't really want in here. So how do we export without exporting everything?
So great question. I'll show you a functionality that kind of helps, but I just wanted to let you know like that it does exist. So I'm gonna go to the Smart CRM right now. So little web and then all contacts. And if we click this mail button in the top right here under CRM, you can connect a Gmail account or an Outlook account. But like you were saying, the issue arises where like you don't want, there's a lot of people that you don't even necessarily maybe want in your CRM, that you will have to kind of backfill or kind of look for once they get added in. But I did just kind of want to quickly show that there is a functionality to, instead of putting it into a CSV file, you can just connect your Gmail and then it will add everything in there. But you will have to, it will add all your contacts from Gmail, so you would have to do some manual work there, or upload it to a CSV and do some kind of editing before you get into there. But I mean, I know that doesn't really help too much, but I just wanted to let you know that there is the functionality to, instead of making a CSV, you can just connect your Gmail account in the mail button here.
So with that functionality, there's no need to actually do the CSV. You can just do it that way and then select which ones you want and don't want.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Another question in chat. Can you connect a category in your Gmail account only? My clients are already separated into categories. That is a fantastic question. I'm not sure off the top of my head. So let me write that down so I can follow up with you on that. Category. Du-du-dum.
Ask another question.
Yes.
I just wanted to add to Robbie's there, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you had mentioned this in the previous session last week, that when we connect with the Gmail, or when we sync our Gmail to the CRM system, if we delete something in the CRM system, it's going to delete it in our Gmail contacts as well, correct?
That is correct. It is a two-way sync. So
So
you just
if-
gotta be careful.
Yeah, so if
with
Robbie, if you're hoping just to import certain contacts and you don't, but you want to keep some in your Gmail, if you try and delete them off of the CRM system, that will remove them from your Gmail as well. So that, just depending on what you're trying to achieve, don't sync your Gmail and then start deleting things if you're hoping for it to stay in your Gmail.
And there's also a way to kind of like hide a contact, make contact private, so that you don't have to just completely delete it, but it'll just kind of like make it offline, so to speak. But yeah, it's a good call out. It is a two-way sync. Any thoughts or feedback on audience tolerance for automated communication? How much is too much? So there's been some complaints about automation, but that was when we had a lot more automation going out by default when KVCore first started up. And people were getting pretty pissed off, for lack of a better word. But it is kind of up to you. It is really up to you on how much you want to use the automation. I've seen, I just recommend not overdoing it because people get really pissed off real fast. So like if you're setting up like a campaign with some automation that's reaching out, I would do like maybe every other week or something like that. It really just depends on what you guys feel though. So I know that's not a fantastic answer, but it's kind of up to you guys as well to kind of see what would be too much and not too much. Every day, probably too much. Wonderful questions. I know I want to be respectful of everyone's time. I know we're a little bit over, but if anyone thinks of anything else, you can ask Scott as well. The chat bubble is also, again, that's just one support now, so it's not two different supports talking to each other, thankfully. So the support button is also a super helpful tool to have. I know I could keep answering questions, but I do want to be respectful of everyone's time. Scott, we're at time, correct?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
You know what, Nate? I appreciate your efforts again. You know, the sharing of information obviously makes us all better at what we're doing, and I can relate to the questions, and certainly, you know, it can be overwhelming, but the goal here is just to find a sweet spot for each person, right? So the idea is, you know, hopefully you got some steering from Nate, because he doesn't have all the answers, but he's got a lot of them. So I appreciate your efforts. Would like to do this one more time next week, so I'm looking for questions that I can share with him ahead of time, so we can have a bit of a lineup like we did today. Other than that, guys, I really appreciate you all coming out, and again, everybody who did attend. I will make sure you get some PDP points if you qualify for them. So most of you are passed, but and yeah, we'll do it again. And I appreciate Nate coming out, but thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. And with anyone that I'm reaching out to with their questions that I'll follow up with, you'll see me follow up pretty shortly here, probably later today. So look out for me for any of those. So thank you so much for having me, everyone.
Perfect. Thank you, my friend. We'll see you again.
Take care.